Mike Huckabee tries to out-Trump Trump by essentially calling President Obama Hitler. And still, it is Donald Trump who is the buffoon in this race. Speaking of the buffoon, or that buffoon in this race, Donald Trump's lawyer apologizes for saying you cannot rape your spouse. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, everything I am saying is actual and true. It's not, there's no parody. This is not a satire show. This is not Halloween or April Fools. We're not doing our fake broadcast today. Donald Trump's lawyer, whoever that dude is, had to apologize for saying you cannot rape your spouse. It's just, I don't know what to tell you. It's completely insane out there. It's just gone. It's, hey, look, and I know I must sound like a broken record a little bit on this. Unfortunately, we took a vacation in the midst of, so some of the stuff is pre-recorded, so I didn't have the opportunity to keep tooting my own horn. But on the day Donald Trump entered the race, and the reason why I continue to talk about Trump in particular so much is because you can see what it is doing. He is not just running for president. He is fundamentally altering the physics of the Republican race and Republican politics. I mean, I think I had said just a couple of days ago, at that debate, it's going to be, they're all going to try and say something more crazy than Donald Trump when it comes to Iran, and it is already happening. Now, we're going to go, we'll dig into the Huckabee stuff later in the program, but the thing to keep in mind in here is that it's not just about, let's call up some Holocaust survivors and a couple of Jewish organizations to find out if it's appropriate to say the word ovens. We just had a presidential candidate, a guy who, came in second in Iowa last time around, Huckabee, 08, who just essentially called the president Hitler. Now, Ben Carson has come very close to this line, but it just reinforces my point that while the media wants to focus and say Trump is some type of crazy guy for the stuff he says, look at the other Republican candidates. This is the Republican Party. This is the Republican Party. Huckabee won Iowa in 2008. So every time you see any reporter talk about what a joke, and frankly, I like the folks over at Huffington Post, but to put Donald Trump on the entertainment page, then you better put every other Republican candidate on there as well. Mike Huckabee has more credibility than Donald Trump? No, they're both morons. And they both say the most ridiculous things. And just watch. It's only going to get worse from here. And the problem with this, why this isn't just about horse races and whatnot, is that on some level, this is going to dramatically impact what happens with this Iran deal. Now, it may just make it more polarized and in some ways make it easier for the Democrats to continue to support President Obama on this. I mean, that could actually be the sort of the upshot of this. When all of a sudden the opponents of this deal are morons and are advertising the fact that they're morons, that's good for the deal. John McCain has now got to sit with all the guys he invited to the table back in 2008 when he chose, I can't even remember her name now, Sarah Palin as his vice presidential nominee. He invited all these guys to the table. In fact, not only did he invite all these guys to the table, he gave them all high chairs. Because if she can do it, you can do it. And so he chose someone who was destined to be a flash in the pan reality TV star. And what he essentially incubated was a real reality TV star who decides, I'm just going to head back into the presidential race. And his name is Donald Trump. And because that guy is so successful in the Republican Party, Mike Huckabee has to start basically saying President Obama's like Hitler, bringing the Israelis into the gas chambers. I mean, I find the whole thing, I got to say, hilarious. And I'm just hoping that at the end of the day, we can make some, I don't even know if it's lemons that we got, but we're going to get some lemonade out of this. I'm quite convinced of it.